All right. Well, welcome everyone. So glad that you are on this call today. I thank you for taking the time to join us. Diane Hunt, my sponsor, the one that introduced me to this revolutionary patch, is also on the call. And so we're so excited to share something that has been a total game changer in our lives and the lives of so many people. Super simple, drug-free technology that's helping people feel better, heal faster, and is transforming so many lives. So I am Beth Blackmore. I'm a health and empowerment coach. And my journey into the health world started about 6 years ago when I became conscious and I started to make some big changes in my life, my food choices, my lifestyle habits. I ended up losing 60 pounds in the process. And I thought that was a big win. But honestly, I was just getting started. That was just the beginning. It was really just the beginning of my conscious awakening. I ended up leaving my HR career in government, pension and all, left that all behind because I wanted more freedom, more purpose, and a way to really help people take charge of their health. So, as someone who is curious, open minded, I love learning. And over the past year, I started to acknowledge and appreciate the power of light, sunlight, our circadian rhythm, and basically how our environment, especially our light environment, plays a massive role in our health and well-being. So when my friend Diane Hunt reached out to me, and I will say it was more than once, about this patch, I did take a closer look. I was blown away and I thought it was too good to be true. But I signed up and I did what any good daughter would do. I patched my mom. She had been experiencing knee pain for years, and within a few days, she noticed relief. Her physiotherapist that she was seeing a couple of times a week, they noticed more mobility, less inflammation, and she wondered what she was doing differently. And the only thing that had changed was this light patch that her daughter stuck on her. But it didn't stop there for my mom. She started sleeping better. She had more energy. She got back to the things that she loves doing, regularly walking, swimming, gardening. For me, the first thing I noticed, I was finally able to sleep through the night, having vivid dreams, which is unheard of for me. I used to have this lower back pain compression issue, this tightness that I had dealt with for years, going to Cairo every couple of weeks. That eased up within a week of patching. I no longer experience that at all. My energy, my mental clarity have improved, which is helping me to keep up with everything on my plate. And what lights me up is that I know that the best is yet to come. My body is healing, repairing, and age reversing. There's also an incredibly exciting financial opportunity with the trajectory of this company. So, more on that a little bit later. But before I start the formal part of this presentation, I'd love to invite Diane to introduce herself and share her amazing story with you.
Hello. Oh, I love seeing all these faces, names that I have seen, and amazing things happen in the business. So, like Beth said, my name's Diane Hunt. I was a cardiac nurse, critical care in New York City for 20 years, and really got frustrated in that field because I felt like it was just another pill, another surgery. And so I was really into the wellness, the holistic space for probably the past 15 years, always wondering like, but what's the root cause? And so, I had all the things, so I thought. And about 4 years ago, I got sick with what we know as COVID. And it really gave me that long haul symptoms with lungs. I was having heart palpitations, dealing with, which I didn't even think were, you know, big things, but now that they're gone, I'm like, those were big things. They were really annoying. Dry eye floaters, even just wearing my readers. So lo and behold, I was dealing with all that stuff and I was praying to God, please bring me something that's natural. I don't want to go into the hospital setting. I don't want to go see a doctor. I don't want to be labeled with a diagnosis. I know my body's amazing. It can heal itself. It just wasn't healing itself. And so I was praying, and then in came my inbox, just like I reached out to Beth, a nurse from Florida, reached out to me asking me if I was familiar with this patch, X39. And I was so surprised because I've never heard of it. And the company's been around for 20 years. And so it sat in my inbox for a while, thankfully. And this is why we say keep reaching out. Thankfully, she reached out to me a few times. And finally, I took a look at it and I saw a few things. It helps with inflammation, it helps the heart improve. And then I also had a dad who was struggling with plantar fasciitis, gout, sciatic pain, really bad, 8 out of 10. And I saw that it helps improve pain. So I was all in. I bought the big package, as Beth knows, and a lot of you have heard my story on here. And I have 3 kids. I have a husband. So I patched everybody. I was lucky within 24 hours. I no longer had any shortness of breath, which was huge for me because even just walking the dogs, I would get very winded. I no longer had another palpitation. So now it's been over 2 years and I have not experienced one palpitation since. And I was having them periodically throughout the day. So that's huge. And then now I don't need readers, which is so huge because you just don't realize how annoying they are to read like you go look at instructions on the box, right? You need your readers. Dry eyes, floaters, all of that's gone. As Beth knows, I could go on forever, but I just want to give my dad's testimony. He gave it on here a few weeks ago. So if you were on that, you knew like he was speaking from his heart. The poor man couldn't even get up from a seated position. He was basically with a left leg that was numb. He would have to help it out of the car. We'd have to help him out of any seated position. So he's now 81. He's been on the patch for 2 years. He basically lived in pain 8 out of 10. And he had a boot, a cane. Now the man being on the patches for 2 years, he had his magic at 4 months. So just please keep that in mind. Everybody is so different. I was lucky I had mine within 24 hours, but we are all so different. So thankfully, he stayed on course for 4 months and his magic happened. And now the man is playing racquetball, beating me every week at racquetball. He's at the gym 6 days a week. He lives with zero pain. He even says he feels at least 20 years younger. So it's been a miracle, and just all the amazing people that we have helped along this way. I've never seen these miracles ever in my 20 years as a nurse. So what we have in our hands is something truly remarkable. And I'm just so excited. Thank you for tuning in. And I can't wait to hear your experiences. So thank you, Beth.
Thank you, Diane. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. We're getting it into the formal part of the presentation. I would love if you're able to just give me a thumbs up that you can see my screen okay. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So my first question for you tonight is, who is ready to learn how to activate your body's own healing with the power of the patch? This isn't just any patch. What makes this patch so unique is that it supports your body's ability to heal using your own light. So LifeWave products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease or medical condition. This is not a medical device that requires FDA approval. The patch is actually FDA recognized as a general wellness product. And so everything that we'll be talking about and discussing tonight will focus on general wellness, addressing symptoms and experiences rather than specific diseases. So talking about symptoms and experiences and what you may be feeling. Are you feeling low on energy and struggling to get through the day, struggling to stay active? Maybe you're feeling older, frustrated that your mind, your body are not keeping up like they once did. Are you struggling to focus, suffering from brain fog and remembering everything? Does it feel like you've hit a wall and it's all downhill from here? Is your mind, your body preventing you from living a full active life? Well, I want you to imagine for a second if you felt more energized to do all that you want to do in life, all that you need to do in life. Imagine if you could have more mental clarity, you could think clearly, stay focused. Imagine if you could be more active, and not only that, but level up your physical game, building lean, strong muscles, recovering faster after working out. What would it feel like if you were in a more relaxed state, better sleep, where you wake up in the same position that you fell asleep in? And on top of all that, who wouldn't want to age gracefully, have smoother, more youthful skin, regrow your hair, get your natural hair color back, no more stiff and sore joints, no more reading glasses, maybe like Diane here. So imagine if you could reverse the aging process. Okay, so this is super interesting. As we age, we lose healthy stem cells. And this is the healing and the repair mechanism that our bodies rely on. So our stem cells actually go dormant. So by the age of 30, healthy stem cells decrease by 60%. By 60 years old, those healthy stem cells decrease by 90%. And so not only is the natural aging process contributing to our decline in health, but unfortunately, this modern world that we live in, this modern age of convenience, of consumerism, we are subjected to a barrage of chemicals, of toxins in the air, in the water, in the food, in the man-made synthetic radiation everywhere. All of this leads to cellular dysfunction, and our bodies require healthy, active stem cells to heal and repair the body. They are the baby cells. They replace the old dying cells. They actually then become your heart cells, your lung cells, your liver cells, your hair cells, and even your brain cells. Who doesn't need more brain cells these days? We've heard of stem cell therapy, but it's expensive. People need to travel, long distances to get it. It's invasive, it's risky, and it's actually only about 50% effective because it only stays local to the injection site. So this is where regenerating your own stem cells becomes exciting, and why this phototherapy patch is such an amazing option. So phototherapy might be a new term or concept for you, but healing with light is actually nothing new. It's been around since the dawn of time. The sun is nature's original phototherapy, signaling our bodies to make essential vitamin D. It also signals other vital processes in the body. But photobiomodulation is a type of light therapy that uses specific wavelengths of light to stimulate cells that boost energy production, promote healing, reduces inflammation, improves blood flow, helps with tissue repair. And what's exciting is that it is accessible. It's non-invasive, it's affordable, and it's risk-free. And so what if I told you that these little light patches use this light technology to increase a naturally occurring copper peptide in the body? So that is exactly what the X39 patch does. So through this process of photobiomodulation, it stimulates the production of human GHKCU copper peptide. And this is known as the holy grail of age reversal. And again, this is not synthetic, right? It's your body is increasing the production of GHKCU. So you're not taking this exogenously. This copper peptide was actually isolated back in the 70s by Laurent Picard. He's a PhD and researcher. I have his book right here. And so we know the incredible benefits of this copper peptide. You can actually check out about 50 years of research at pubmed.gov. It's a free online database of medical and scientific research. So some of the incredible benefits of GHKCU that we know, while it supports tissue repair, regeneration, so think muscle and nerve repair, wound healing. It boosts collagen and skin health by increasing collagen and elastin production. It also has multiple anti-inflammatory, anti-anxiety, anti-pain, and even anti-cancer properties. GHKCU is known to reset over 4,000 genes in our genome. So basically resetting your DNA to a younger, healthier state. But here is the clincher. GHKCU reactivates your own dormant stem cells. So LifeWave X39 is a small wearable phototherapy patch about the size of a quarter, developed by David Schmidt, the founder of LifeWave. It's a patented product using this process of photobiomodulation, using your body's own infrared heat. So we are all light beings. We all emit this low-level infrared light. We are all warm to the touch, right? And we can see that heat coming off us when you see those people wearing the night vision goggles. There's nothing on this patch going into your skin, into your body. It just merely acts like a mirror, reflecting specific light frequencies back into your body, signaling these biological changes at the cellular level. This patch only is made up of organic materials or amino acids, sugars, water, oxygen, and salt that form this crystal lattice structure that reflect these specific wavelengths of light. So the patches are also non-transdermal. They're latex-free. They contain no drugs or chemicals or stimulants, so they're safe to use without interfering with any medications. So there are no contraindications because nothing is being absorbed into your skin. So here's where it gets exciting and what it can do for you, for your loved ones. So first off, it reduces inflammation and pain. And unfortunately, the majority of us walking around have chronic inflammation. This leads to all kinds of disease. It improves strength, stamina, energy levels, and it actually does this by specifically targeting the mitochondria to help make more energy in the cells. And that's why people experience this energy boost. It improves muscle and bone density, so strengthening, building lean, strong muscles and bones. Obviously great for anyone wanting to level up their physical gains. We know that Olympians, professional athletes use this to gain a competitive edge. It helps with mental clarity, reduces stress. I've noticed this in myself with less brain fog, more mental clarity, not forgetting things. It balances hormones and eases anxiety, also cycle regulation for women. It improves hair growth and skin appearance. It increases collagen and elastin production. So both men and women are experiencing and reporting new hair growth and returning back to their natural hair color. It helps with wound healing and scars. And we know surgeons are recommending their use on patients pre and post surgery because of the faster healing time. It improves sleep, with many people reporting deeper sleep, having vivid dreams. This is one of the most common benefits that people have right off the bat. It's been a huge benefit for me. And what is truly exciting is that this little patch works systemically. So it works to repair and heal all over the body with a 2100% stem cell proliferation rate. All right, so now if we look at the long-term results. So within the first few days, your body starts to reset over 4,000 genes, whether you feel it or not. Now that is no small feat because we only have around 20,000 genes in our genome. So resetting 4,000 is huge. Some of you may have heard of the so-called benefits of red wine, the molecule it contains called resveratrol that resets 2 genes. And we are talking here about resetting 4,000 genes. Then within 6 weeks, the brain becomes more balanced, more mental clarity, less brain fog, more focus, better memory, less anxiety and depression. Many people coming off their anxiety meds, antidepressants. This is huge, right? With so many people suffering from mental health issues these days. Within 3 months, collagen increases. So often people think about collagen having to do with their hair, skin, and nails, right? Their aesthetics, but collagen is actually the most abundant protein in the body, and it's needed all throughout our vascular system, our blood vessels, all of our fascia, which supports our organs. Collagen is the master protein in our body, and we can create it with this patch. Again, it's not exogenous. Within 6 months, the heart actually reverses in age by 8 years. So many testimonials about people no longer in AFib, no longer requiring surgery, coming off their blood pressure meds, really powerful testimonials about improved heart function. And I love this quote from David Schmidt says it all. It is not anti-aging, it's actually age reversal. So how do you wear it? It is super simple to wear the patch, which is the size of a quarter. You can see it here on my wrist. It's adhesive with medical grade tape, so you can stick it on the body, stick it on the skin. It's activated by your body's heat. So you can even activate it if it's in your pocket or if you stick it to your undergarments, and it will be effective. And that's why you don't want to transport them on your body, in your pocket, in your purse. So I usually wear it on my wrist if I'm wanting to advertise it. You wear it for 12 hours, you take it off, it's disposable. There's a little bit of life left in it, so you can actually put it on your pet, wrap it around your dog's collar. They get the benefit of the rest of the life in the patch. You put a new one on the next day. So you want to make sure that there's a break in the stimulation of light, because otherwise the body gets used to it. It's not as effective, and we call that attenuation. Super important that you want to keep hydrated. So drinking water and electrolytes. And by electrolytes, I'm talking about a good quality sea salt, not refined table salt, because there are so many trace minerals and electrolytes in that good quality sea salt. Those minerals help to pull the water into the cells and actually hydrate inside the cells. And that's really how we keep hydrated. Otherwise, you're just going to, pass it through the water. So you really want to grab a good quality sea salt or electrolytes. Okay, and then because this is working through a copper peptide, it's important that we have copper in the body. Most of us are actually deficient due to the modern agriculture practices. So some great sources of food that contain copper is everybody's favorite, I know, organ meats, beef liver, but you can also get copper from oysters, shellfish are excellent, avocados, nuts, cashews, sunflower seeds are great too. And just a little piece of dark chocolate, if it's 90%, can give you enough copper for the day. So what to expect? I definitely encourage you to take note of your current state and specific issues before you start patching. And we actually give people a health tracker to track your progress. And so you want to take pictures of your skin, your hair, your scars, your veins. It's important to remember, though, that everybody is different. So everybody has a different experience, a different toxic load. And so you definitely want to give it time. David Schmidt, the inventor, recommends committing to it for a month for every decade you are old. But after 3 months, 97% of users experience a noticeable difference. So you want to commit to consistent use and you will see results. And although we might want these patches to do something specific, the body is extremely intelligent and it will heal and repair and do what it needs to do in priority sequence. So sometimes your body will focus on areas you didn't expect. So maybe you started patching because of the knee pain, but you actually might start feeling less anxious and your mental health improves and your sleep improves. This is exactly what happened to a good friend of mine. And then it was her knee pain that went away after that. So patience and consistency is definitely key. Also, healing takes energy. So if you are tired, definitely listen to your body. Give yourself grace. It's important to get extra sleep because that is when the repair and the healing actually takes place. You want to practice deep breathing, allow the oxygen to get in, allow the circulation to happen. Deep breathing, obviously, it's always a good practice with stress management. And something to note is that you might actually start to feel a little bit unwell. And that's likely because you might be stirring up some of those toxins. You just need to clear them. And that's why the deep breathing comes in handy, keeping hydrated, keeping those detox pathways open. Okay, so here are some physical examples, some before and after pictures that I can share with you before we get into some powerful testimonials tonight. So on the left side here with this woman's hair growth, so you can see the progression of her hair growth from left to right. That's over a 6-month period with the hair really filling in, right? In that wider part. So many testimonials about hair growth and even natural hair returning. Then the powerful before and after shots on the right. So this is astounding, right? With the scoliosis. The scoliosis is curvature of the spine. This woman using the X39 for a 4-week period and had these amazing results. She did also use the ice wave patches for pain. Those are the other patches on her back. These are pain patches that David Schmidt had created before the X39. But regarding the scoliosis, Diane and I know someone personally on the team that has had an amazing story of his healing with curvature of his spine that he was born with. Now he's healed. So Nikos has experienced a super powerful testimonial. All right, now here on the left, this skin condition called vitiligo. And so vitiligo is a skin condition where the skin becomes depigmented and it's due to a lack of melanin. It's often indicative of an autoimmune disease. This woman claims she tried everything. Nothing worked until she patched with the X39. You can see the depigmented skin virtually disappears. It's more of that uniform color. Then on the right-hand side with the knee replacement. So this is a knee replacement surgery. Amazing difference in the before and after photos of this surgical wound. Healing taking place only after 2 days on the patch. As I said, surgeons are using these patches on their patients pre and post-op for faster healing with this incredible stem cell activation. Okay, so now when we talk about brain health and coherence, here is an image of a functional EEG, a brain scan of a 77-year-old woman. On the left-hand side, so this is session 1, before the use of the X39, the red in the image showing high inflammation of the brain, lack of brain coherence. Then session 2, the middle scan, no more red, no more inflammation. This is after 3 weeks of wearing the patch. The dark blue that's showing, it is showing a low energy state, but the green that's showing, that's where you start to see more coherence coming in, right? The left and the right brain are talking to each other. Then at 6 weeks, the third session, you can see there's still no inflammation. There's coherence showing with the green indicating more, even more brain coherence. And again, this is only 6 weeks of patching. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now, and we are going to hear from some people that are sharing their experience tonight. I'm wondering if Deb is still on the call and if it's a good time, because I know she might have to. Okay, Deb, is it a good time for you? Deb, in Saskatoon.
Yeah. Oh, hold on.
Okay. Oh, great. There you are.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
It's been a blur, but I'll get to the point.
Yeah.
So before I started the patches, I was not sleeping well. We had a lot going on with family and aging parent and lots of energy spent towards that. I had a lot of hip pain because I have been in recovery for many years of knee problems. So it was extending to different areas of the body. And my energy level was, yeah, so. Now for me, it took 3 months before I really started seeing the benefits. So the benefits for me is I finally started sleeping through the night, and it feels like, I don't even know how to put it. It's just beautiful. So sleeping through the night, and I can tell because I wake up and my covers are hardly disturbed at all, hardly moved. So that's good. Clarity has improved. My energy and endurance. So we do a lot of cycling, and now that I can with my knees do more cycling, and we don't have a whole lot of hills here in Saskatchewan, but man, do we have wind. So we have wind resistance. So my endurance to keep up with my husband, he's impressed. I'm impressed. So that has made a difference for me. My hip pain is gone. My knees, I can go up and down the stairs without having to hold on to the rail anymore. I have zero cartilage in both knees. So it was getting to the point where I was having a lot of pain with my knees. That's gone. And my skin tags seem to be shriveling up, which is kind of cool. And I had one spot on my thigh, and it was raised, tough skin about, the size half a dime. And it was still the same color of my skin, but now it's half the size. So it's starting to disappear. So yeah, I'm glad I stuck with it. And I'm coming up to 4 months here right away. And I have some family members in the hospital, so we're at the hospital daily. So you're expending a lot of energy to help other people. And I can do it. I can keep going. I mean, there are moments I feel tired, but clean eating, the patches, man. So I am very grateful.
Awesome, Deb. I'm so glad you were able to share tonight. I know you have a ton going on, but you also have a ton of life-changing benefits. So I really want to thank you for sharing tonight. I remember, your story early on. You needed to get sleep. And so I'm so happy that you're able to benefit from the full night's sleep. That's amazing.
Thanks for
That's
all your
great.
help too. I sure appreciate it.
No problem, Deb. Thank you. Thanks for your patience and your
Yep.
persistence.
You bet.
All right, I'd love to call on Cindy. If you can unmute yourself and share your story tonight.
Sure. Thank you very much, Beth. I'm really greatly happy to be here. I think for me, before I started using the patches, I was in a place where I'm like, there has to be something that's going to help me because I have all these small little things happening that I just cannot seem to manage or shift or change. Whereas my energy, not sleeping well, low-grade anxiety, and just pain and stiffness that I felt like when I was going to do anything, I have to roll the big boulder up the hill, and it's really hard and I can't do it. So when I started using the patches, what I noticed right away was that my sleep improved and I had a deep sleep. I would wake up feeling rested. I had energy. And the biggest thing that I noticed was that I was happy. And I'm like, wow, I haven't felt like this for a long time. I mean, I was just absolutely amazed by it. Um, and I've been using the patches for about 9 months now. And when I first started, I made a list. What are all the things that I'm noticing about myself? And I was horrified to come up with 23 things on my list. That just built up over time. But with the patches, I'm not stiff anymore. I don't have low back pain. I have energy to do all kinds of things. I have a new brain. Like my brain just works differently. I have clarity. I have focus. I can get ideas that I've never had before. I do things a lot faster and a lot easier. And I just feel really like vibrant, which
Amazing.
is just incredible. So that's what I wanted to share tonight. Thanks for asking me to do that.
Yes, thank you so much, Cindy. And so grateful for your experience and that you're able to share tonight. Happy for you. Thank you. Okay, I'd like to call on, is Tamara on the call? I think I saw you pop in.
I
Tamara
am.
Chamberlain. Okay, great.
Hi.
Hi.
Super happy to share. Thanks for having me on again tonight. So, I guess similar to Cindy, I've been patching since about mid-August 2024 when I met up with Beth in a parking lot. Had a nice little handoff after she took several weeks of patiently trying to explain the benefits of the patches to me. So I picked up my X39s that afternoon, put one on while we were talking in the parking lot, and literally within minutes for me, some hip pain that I had been experiencing that had developed over the years as a very competitive athlete playing softball, volleyball, ringette, hockey, golf. And it had really started to get kind of nagging, not debilitating, but it was definitely noticeable every day. And yeah, within minutes of putting on my first patch, that pain in my hip was gone. So that for me as a competitive athlete was amazing, just to know that, that's not in the back of my mind thinking about things. So certainly right from the get-go, that was the biggest noticeable change for me. But I would say also within a few days, I went from 6 to 7 hours sleep a night, or waking up and not being able to fall back asleep, or not being able to fall asleep until like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. So I went from that situation to getting 8 to 10 hours sleep a night. I think last night I probably slept about 10 hours. I was away for a few days, so I guess I was pretty tired when I got home from a golf tournament. So yeah, slept like a baby and didn't get out of bed until about 9:30 this morning. So not very normal for me. What else did I notice? For my husband, he noticed my energy very shortly after I started patching. I was cleaning the house, doing dishes, trying to make dinner. He's usually the guy who makes dinner, so for me to be in the kitchen making dinner without his encouragement was a little bit strange for him. So that was a nice treat for him. But I also started patching him very shortly after I started patching, and his quality of sleep has improved. He dreams much more. He was always a big dreamer and had really incredible detail, but his dreams are still as vivid or more vivid than they were before. He noticed better digestion after 17 years of poor digestion from having surgery and antibiotics for a broken ankle. So that's been a really nice improvement for him as a 6'2" guy, not wanting to be too lean. He's starting to put on, or has started putting on, a little more weight and feeling a little bit more balanced when it comes to his digestion. Yeah, myself also, it took me a while to notice this one, but I had several fillings fall out over the course of a few years, and one on each side. And those fillings, I never did get checked out. I haven't gone to a dentist. I don't have a dental plan, so I'm feeling like I can spend money on better things. I'm not noticing any pain, but what I am noticing is that it really feels to me like the teeth are growing back in slowly, not very quickly, but it's a noticeable difference from when those fillings first fell out. So incredible difference on those pieces. Yeah. Oh, my husband's also got varicose veins, and I wish I had taken pictures when he first started patching, but other people have noticed his veins and whatnot, but they're significantly smaller in my estimation. So we'll get some photos of that and keep monitoring it. And yeah, great experiences from our side of the house. So happy to have discovered the technology, and we're encouraging friends and family to participate and reap the benefits of this, and hopefully keep encouraging them, but we'll get more and more of them in there and get them to where they could and really should be for what's possible in the world. So thanks for letting me share.
All right, Tamara, thank you so much. Exciting, yes. And so many benefits that you guys have experienced. That's awesome. And I'm glad that you were also trusting in me to try this out and yeah, and all these amazing benefits that you've experienced. So thank you
Yes.
for coming on the call tonight.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Okay, and Shauna, I believe you're on the call still. Would love if you're able to unmute and
Hi.
share. Hi. Hi.
And so is my son. Just
Hello.
part of everything.
Amazing.
Yeah, he wants to be the center of attention right now. So he's been playing with Diana. Diane, I was gonna say Diana, Diane. But anyway, so yeah, oh my gosh, I went through a lot. It's like, where do you start, right? It's sort of like, I think, who was it? Someone said, I think it was Deb, said it was like kind of a blurb, right? Where you just, it's one of those things you just want to like forget about, like what happened to you. And I had pericarditis actually from the COVID vaccine. I actually had my Epstein-Barr virus went up, like the levels went up really high. And I started getting really bad palpitations, like heart palpitations that I just couldn't get rid of, kind of like what Diane was saying. And I was having a hard time eating. I was nauseous all the time, had really bad digestive issues. I was also going through, sorry, men who are on here. I've been going through perimenopause, which is always fun for ladies. It's like probably one of the worst experiences of my life. Because you just get all these symptoms, so you have no idea like what they are and what's going on. So yeah, I was having really bad, like horrible discomfort in my joints, my muscles. I didn't want to move most of the time. I had to lay down, like I was just constantly laying down. I felt like I didn't know who I was anymore. I didn't recognize who I was. And this is like, I laugh about it now because I can laugh about it, but at the time it wasn't funny at all. Like my husband would be like, he'd be going out to the store, and because I didn't have the energy or the strength to go out. I also have multiple sclerosis, by the way. Okay. I have a lot of issues. I have all of them. I have IBS. I have a lot of stuff. So, yeah. So my husband would go out to the store and he's like, do you want anything? I was like, yeah, a miracle. Every time. Like it was just like a thing I would say to him all the time. He's like, I wish I could, right? And almost every single day I would cry and cry. My dog's about to go. Sorry. He's actually at work right now. So it's like everybody's just kind of like attacking me at the moment.
Yes.
So yeah. John, thank you for a snack, please. Thank you. So I would cry almost every single day, like because of how I felt. I felt so frustrated. I felt desperate. I just almost became like very hopeless, like the way I felt, because there was no answer, right? So let's forward now. And I've been working with a nutritionist who's now a good friend of mine. Her name is Rebecca, who's not here. Sometimes she does join the calls, but and that's how I met Diane. So Rebecca says to me, I was in Florida in February with my family, and Rebecca says, Shauna, you need to try these patches. I was like, okay, Rebecca, what is it now? Like she would always try, like we went from supplements. I saw holistic doctors. I went to Reiki. I went to acupuncture. I mean, I've literally done it, like everything you possibly can imagine. And Rebecca was like, really, you have to try it. And the funny thing is, here's the weirdest part. I don't know if I ever shared this with you, Diane. While I was in Florida, before Rebecca had told me about the patches, I actually saw two separate, like women separately wearing these patches. I didn't know what they were. I thought maybe they were like for smoking or something, but no. Then Rebecca showed me, like when I went to go see her, she's like, oh, look at this patch, blah, blah, whatever. So I was like, oh my God, those are the patches I saw. So anyway, so I finally, like I spoke to Diane. I was like, all right, you got me. Okay, I'm gonna try this thing, whatever. I'm so like, I'm very skeptical. And I tried it the first week, kind of like, I was having really bad anxiety. That's another problem I was having, with a lot of panic attacks. And let me tell you, I kind of gave up after like a few days, and I was like, help, right? So I was having such bad anxiety over it. And then sure enough, Diane said to me, please, Sean, you have to try it again. So I said, fine. So I did. And sure enough, like within a few days, I was same thing, calmer. I was like, what's anxiety? Like, what's a panic attack? Because my head was clearer. I wasn't having those anxious thoughts anymore. My body felt calm. I was sleeping better. My stomach issues have gotten better, and my joint muscle pain. I mean, it's almost like, I was like, I want to like say the word, but I'm not going to say. I was like, holy ass, right? I was like, I found my miracle, right? Like I really like found my miracle that I kept asking for because I didn't believe it. And my heart palpitations, I mean, it was just, I can go on and on, right? Like, and I have MS, so I get flare-ups, and I have not had a flare-up in months since starting. I mean, I've only been 3 months, but I haven't had a flare-up since.
That's amazing. So
yeah,
3 months, yeah, because
but yeah.
You started in February, and all of these things, these ailments or these experiences.
It was like probably the end of February, maybe beginning of March that I started.
Wow.
So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
amazing.
my husband's on it. He, like Diane had said, and you had said, and he's been a little bit longer, like to kind of kick in, but he does notice he is sleeping better. And I get like a really good night's sleep. Like I sleep throughout the whole night, not waking up. And he does the same now. He doesn't snore. That's the other good thing.
Amazing. Right? Yes, I've heard that.
Him when he snores. So I'm like, stop snoring, but because it does wake me up. But yeah. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, Shauna.
You're welcome.
Yeah, really, really happy for you that all of these things, and again, your testimony, your experience with it was fairly quick, whereas we know Deb, it was taking her 3 months to feel anything. So I think really the lesson here is you never know when your experience is going to happen. So it is about consistency and patience. And anyway, thank you so much, Shauna, for sharing tonight. Appreciate it. Okay, so I'm going to quickly go back to the presentation. I'm going to share my screen. I'm just going to round out here. We're going to go back into it just for a couple more minutes. All right, because I really want to share who is behind this revolutionary product. David Schmidt. So David is the genius, the scientist, the inventor, the founder, and the CEO of this 20-year-old company with over 200 patents to his name. I have to update the slide. He's just getting started. So there's actually more exciting innovations to come. He's planning 5, 10, 20 years out, but it all started for him when he worked for the US government 20 years ago. He was contracted to create something for the Navy SEALs during Hell Week, it was called, where they had to stay mentally alert and focused for these 36-hour missions they didn't want them to use stimulants or caffeine or meds. And this is when his first phototherapy patch was born. This was his first patent. Then through networking, using his own networks, David was invited by the Stanford University swim coach to patch the US women's Olympic swim team. They all ended up beating their personal records after using this patch. The anti-doping agency actually came in to test them due to the results, but because the patches work through light, it was all above board. Now, this was all 20 years ago, as I said. Then in 2008, David recognized that the future of medicine was in stem cells. So after 10 years of research, $4.5 million by 2020, he had received a 20-year patent on this X39 stem cell activation patch. And so the trajectory of this company has skyrocketed. So while LifeWave has always been considered a direct sales company, the business was predominantly generated by practitioners and doctors selling out of their clinics until the X39 really blew the doors open with the phenomenal results. It attracted some big-time networkers. And so this company went from this steady state $20 million company to closing out 2024, this past year, over $600 million. So a 3,000% growth rate in 4 years. And this tremendous growth has been recognized by Direct Selling News with the Bravo Growth Award, which awards companies with the highest year-over-year revenue growth on the Global 100 list. So companies that are not only scaling their businesses, but setting new benchmarks for the entire industry. LifeWave has been awarded this honor for 2 years in a row now. And what makes this product so unique and there's nothing else like it out there in the market. There's no competition because the X39 holds this 20-year patent. So you can check out the 22-page patent, but this one paragraph says it all: elevates copper peptide, GHKCU, activates stem cells, improvements in strength, stamina, pain relief. There are clinical studies that show the significant increase in the production of the copper peptide measured through blood samples, urine analysis, other lab analysis. And in order to get a patent, you have to prove that it works. There is a great website that you can reference the patents, the studies, the interviews with David Schmidt, along with other doctors. There's also really, really powerful testimonials. So be sure to check out that website in the bottom right there. It's thisisitinfo.com. And so regarding the powerful testimonials, so you're going to see everything from neuropathy to hearing and sleep improvements to neurological improvements. There's a whole section on children there and all the powerful benefits that they've experienced as well. So what could this little patch mean for you, for a loved one? Maybe you're having increased confidence because your body, your mind are feeling so good. You're finally getting to the root cause, healing your body at the cellular level. People are taking notice and asking what you're doing. Maybe you're waking up fully rested after a solid night's sleep. You have more energy to enjoy life more. Your physique is changing. You're building lean, strong muscles. You have quicker recovery after working out. Or maybe you're also living a life with more ease, less financial stress as you share this out with others. Maybe you're able to offset the cost of your patches, or cover a monthly expense, or have financial abundance, as this company is the #1 momentum company in the industry of direct sales right now. This is all possible for you with the power of this patch. So let me share with you how you can get started. LifeWave offers 3 options to enroll. These prices are in US dollars, and it is for a month's worth of patches. So we call the 30 patches in a sleeve. It's like an envelope, a sleeve. So the first option, enrolling as a retail customer, paying the retail price with no commitment. We often see doctors, practitioners in the States for sure set themselves up like this, offering this to their patients. However, of course, you would like to benefit from the wholesale pricing of $99 US. So you have 2 additional options. You can sign up as a preferred customer with a monthly subscription or as a brand partner. We typically recommend the brand partner option because not only do you unlock the wholesale pricing, but you also secure a spot on the team and can leverage this incredible momentum that the company is experiencing by building a business without additional cost or overhead. It's just the cost of your patches. And so what we often see, people become walking billboards. They naturally share the patches with others. They earn a commission, sometimes have build a side hustle or a full-time business, like many of us on this powerhouse team. So signing up as a brand partner, there are 3 enrollment options to get you started. And as you can see, the more you purchase upfront with the enrollment kits, the better the value. So the big reduction in price with the premium package, so that is the best value for your money, with the sleeves reducing in price to $87.50 from $99. And then the advantage, right, is having the sleeves on hand. You can start sharing them with family and friends in your life, your aging parents, loan them out to people like Tamara in a parking lot as they wait for their order. It's always a bonus to have extra sleeves on hand. And with all 3 of these enrollment packs, you're only paying for your patches. So that is your only investment in this business opportunity, the investment in your personal patches. So signing up as a brand partner, there is no pressure to ever, share or build a business, but you are securing your spot on the team should you ever want to take up that opportunity. And this team that we are a part of is the #1 team in the whole company. It has incredible leadership, training, and systems in place to grow your business. No prior experience or training in sales or network marketing required, just a passion to help people with the freedom model. But we know it all starts with your health, right? Health is foundational with the freedom model. So I want to thank you so much for coming on the call tonight. I encourage you to reach out to the person who invited you on the call. They can set you up with the best pricing, the best package, the best option available for you. I would love to open it up for questions for new or invited guests on the call tonight. I'm going to kick it off though with one final question for you. And that is, what if investing in your life gave you the greatest return of your life? All right, so I'm going to stop sharing and I'm just opening up the chat to see. Okay, there are no questions in the chat, but feel free to raise your hand and we can address questions for a few minutes tonight. Great presentation. Or okay, so the first question from Sonia, are these recordings available that we can share? Yes, definitely. So on my YouTube channel tonight, it will be there. So you can reach out to the person that invited you to either get the link, or you can go to Beth Blackmore. My YouTube channel is there. Should be easy to find, and it'll be, the latest one will be up there tonight. And definitely share out for sure. Thanks, Diane. Wow, no questions. Well, I'm going to take that as that was a smooth presentation. And you got all the information that you came to learn. Okay, Beth has a question regarding the Ice Wave patch. Do you leave it on for 12 hours? Ice Wave is different. You can actually leave that on for 24 hours. Ice Wave is the pain patch. It's not the stem cell activation patch. You can definitely leave it on for 12 hours at a time and then take a break for 12 hours and then put it on again for another 24 hours. Yes. And so that means you can leave it on overnight. All right, everybody. Well, I really appreciate you coming on the call tonight and sharing your time with me, being open to learning about this revolutionary phototherapy patch. I definitely encourage you to reach out to the person that invited you on the call tonight. Get back with them. They can set you up with the best pricing and package available. And I hope to see you on the team soon. Have a great night, everybody. Take care.
Thank you, Beth.
Thank you.
Thank you, Beth.
Thank you, Beth.
Thank you.